birds are still tweetering. They're still telling a story. Oh, oh, the worm has got some interest. Did you see the float? What could that be? You know, and that's the mystery of fishing. You see a bite, but who knows what it could be? In the depth of the water, the fish see the bait, and there it goes again. Just a little twitch amongst the stillness. Would it be a monster? Would it? Oh, you know, the anticipation is just too much, isn't it? You strike too early and you ruin the moment. But there's the worm. Let's try it again. If there's interest once, no doubt there'll be interest again, eh? Let's share this moment together. Let's see what is lurking in the depths of the Worley and Essington Canal in Little Block Switch in Warsaw. Oops, there's a ripple from around the float. Will it get repeated again? Has the moment been ruined? You know, I love being out in nature. But there are certain things that do get me. This little beastie crawling over your face, hands up the arm, inquisitive wasps. I suppose they look like weeds, aren't they? Because if you think about a weed, well, that's just an undesirable flower in the wrong place, isn't it? It's still a flower after all. I suppose ants and wasps are exactly the same, aren't they? Brilliant creatures in their own right. But so annoying when they bug you and crawl all over you. I suppose you could think on the bright side, couldn't you? When they bite, you could always be thankful that maybe they find me tasty. Well, I don't know. But here we go, sharing our life with Canada geese. That fish hasn't returned, but the geese hasn't it? Disrupted the calm waters now with the ripples. If you think about that geese, so graceful on top of the surface, but his feet are going 2 to the dozen underneath the water. And that's how we can appear sometimes, can't we? We can appear graceful as we cope with life's challenges. Oops, there's that float going again. But in reality, we're frantically paddling under the water just to keep going. Makes you think that, doesn't it? And appreciate that when we're out fishing. That put life into perspective, to get away from it all. Yeah, granted, when we pack away our kit at the end of the day and return to what life normally throws at us, yeah, granted, it will still be there. But aren't we grateful for the moments we've taken out to put ourselves in places like this? On the face of it, not very romantic, is it? Bloxbridge in Warsaw, but what more do you want? The fish is still on that worm, look. Perhaps he's going to reward me. Who knows? Perhaps I'll strike too soon and ruin the day. And if I catch a fish, yeah, great. Oops, he's coming again, look. Or is he just stuck under that weed? Could be, you know. Oh, there we go. We do that, don't we? All too soon. From a moment of interest on a nice juicy worm. You know, that sometimes makes you think of life, makes you think of being busy all of the time. It can be just like that bite, can't it? Fruitless. Always striving to get the next best this or the next best that. Striving to do our best for an employee who may not appreciate the challenges that we face just to go to work. The life that we live out of work. I must admit though, I have got a good boss, to be fair. But at the end of the day, with 22 working days left, I sometimes think, you know, will they remember me in 22 months? Will they struggle to remember my name? Will they remember me for the good things that I did? Or will they analyse my life on the things that were not so successful? You know, I could sit here and think that they might think of all the good things that I did. I certainly hope. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? But in reality, in 23 days, I won't be at work. I'll start a brand new chapter in life. Meet new people. Spend days fishing, wondering what that next bite will produce. But it's a time to reflect. A time to remove yourself from the cares of life. Time to relax, unwind. Perhaps just reflect on what really is important. Working every day just to buy the things that you want but might not necessarily need. Oh, the float is dipping again, look. Is that a fish? Or is it weed? Who knows? Buying the latest things, working overtime to pay them. It's all futility, isn't it? So at the end of the day, we can take nothing away from life, can we? So do we strive to supply our basic needs? The roof above our head, the clothes on our back, the food in our belly, and at the end of the day, what else do we need? Nothing. Granted, there's nothing wrong with having things that you want. We should all be rewarded for our hard work after all, shouldn't we? Well, the problem we get is that rush of excitement. The Amazon man with the parcel. That excitement of opening it to see what it is. That gift, that reward. And then, once that moment has passed, it can't be replaced, can it? Until you scroll on the next Amazon page and strive for the next parcel to come through the door. We could do that, couldn't we? Fill our lives with wants rather than needs. But what do we really need? Not much more than you and I are doing right now. Yeah, granted, some people might think that what we're doing is boring. Watching a float, doing not a lot. But sport is like that, isn't it? I'm sure I could think exactly the same about football. Yeah, granted, people do have the excitement of football and whatever floats your boat, to be fair. But for me, this is it. And it ain't about catching fish. It's being in this moment. You could have a bit of philosophical way of looking at things, and you could criticise things and people and politicians and religion and race and creed and disabilities, and all these things just get you down. For me, fishing is my safe zone. It's my neutral. While I'm anticipating that next ripple, that next float dip, I'm not thinking about all the anxieties in the world, all the strife and the trouble and the wars and the political things and going on. Those things just don't particularly mean anything right now. So yeah, I'm just had another little touch on that float while we're contemplating. And you know what the truth is? All those things that people are concerned about, all those things that people talk about and lament about, can't change one thing, can we? We can talk about it, but we can't change it. It's all futile. So let's live for this minute. And just like that float, if we think about what's going on, the struggles and strives of the world, just like that float, we'll get swallowed up. In this case, we're swallowed up in the weed. It's choked. And that's what life will be. If we concentrate too much on what man is doing, let's concentrate on what God has given us, nature. Nothing hard here, is there? Nothing that's going to hurt us sitting, watching a float. Except for when the float gets covered in the weed. But, just like now, we really do have that opportunity, don't we? We can pull ourselves out of that weed. Take time out, go for a walk, listen to the birds twittering, watch the ripples on the water, enjoy the simple, uncomplicated things that are offer. And that's what fishing means for me. Time for reflection. Time for peace. Time for sharing my life with nature. It's quite spiritual, really, isn't it? And then we have a mooring, coming to share our reflection. He breathes in. He doesn't have a care in the world, does he? He doesn't think, what am I to eat? He doesn't think, what am I to wear? He doesn't think, where am I to sleep? God takes care of him, doesn't he? So we can be like that mooring. Allow God to guide us and trust that we will have these things. As we concentrate on the simple things in life. Yep, granted, at the end of our time together, we will return to the hustle and bustle of life. But I'm sure by taking time out of it, we'll be going back home to where we live, feeling 100% better than we did when we left the house earlier. This is what fishing does for me. It's a bank holiday Monday. Everybody's thinking, where can we go? What can we do for tomorrow's work? Got to do something. and the choice. Shopping, traffic jams, airport check-ins. So instead of it being a relaxing time, it's probably more stressful than when I was at work. Strange really, isn't it? And what does fishing do for me? Yeah, it replaces all of that. All of that stress. All of that anxiety. You often wonder, don't you, just what those coots are saying to each other. If only we could speak coot language, eh? There's no babies around, so it's not protecting the young. Well, perhaps there is. Hiding in the undergrowth. Yeah, I think there might be. Yeah, let's have a look. There we go. There's a bit of a different view. Little Bloxwich Canal. Cars going over the bridge. People busying themselves. Some going to work. Some going out for a day trip. Some going shopping. Strange old world, isn't it? And then we look at the moorhens, coots, nature, swans, canada geese, fish. I don't think of all of these things. The man walking his dog. What could be on his mind? What cares that could he be dealing with right now? You know, when we reflect, we might have troubles and stripes, but we can be really sure that whatever we're experiencing, there's always someone in this wicked world suffering far greater adversities. So we could, rather than kind of concentrate on our own worries, reach out, help somebody else in need, ask them how they are, then ask them again, how are you really? People don't like to talk about it, do they? Always want that stiff upper lip, not sharing the cares, don't want to burden others with their worries. But if life gets you down, come fishing with me. And together we'll keep our mind focused on what's really important, on the simple things. See you on the next SDY Angling Fishing for Mindfulness adventure, because every day is an adventure.